Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Okay, Hare Krishna. ये ऐसी नहीं रहे तो चले जाएंगे, ठीक है? यही conditioned class. We are all conditioned souls. Okay, so today we are going to start 28th chapter. Eleventh canto, 28th chapter. So title is Jnana Yoga. So actually it should be a self-study chapter because we have seen this. It's just a revision, recap. To be frank, so Krishna very elaborately he discussed in the chapter 10, 11, 12 in all this. Also 13, 14, in many chapters he discussed Jnana Yoga very in detail. But so just he is summarizing here. So 44 slokas are there. But actually they are all having some commentaries also there. To be frank, if you go with the commentary, we cannot finish. What should you do? You all know nicely the philosophy. As left wing, we have to discuss. That's all. Today is completely about the left wing. So commentary is there. Not too much and also not too less. It's moderate. And maybe 16, 17 slokas. So commentary I read. Remaining 20 slokas commentary I didn't read also. To be frank, I am saying. I don't want to cheat. Huh? Finish the chapter. Finishing the chapter is the goal. Huh? Okay then. So you want to learn? Who wants to learn? Okay, you come to me. I will teach you. Yeah. Because you'll be here only, na? So current chala gaya, so okay, then what? We'll go. Om Tat Sat chapter is over. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Chalo ho gaya. 28 self study. Okay. Ramakrishna Prabhu, is it okay?
Hare Krishna, Dhanavas Prabhu. I beg at your lotus feet to please teach us.
Please teach us. Tirumala is Badmat. Okay. So today, let us keep on discussing. So whatever slokas we finish, remaining will be self-study. Okay, and tomorrow we'll start new chapter. Like this will go. This is a good deal. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Parasvabhava Karmani Na Prashamse Nagarhayet Vishwamekatmakam Pashyan Prakritya Purushena Cha. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one should neither praise nor criticize the conditioned nature and activities of other persons. Rather, one should see this world as simply the combination of material nature and the enjoying souls, all based on the one absolute truth. In the previous chapter, we have discussed about Kriya Yoga, but why this chapter appeared all of a sudden here after Kriya Yoga? You may get this doubt actually. What is the connection? Okay. So Sridhar Swami is saying like this. Astavimshe tu yah purve vistarenopvarnitah gnana yoga punaschaso samahritya nirupyate. Astavimshe in 28th chapter. Yah purve vistarena varnitah gnana yoga. This gnana yoga was described previously in very elaborated way. Punascha, again, asau, that means Sri Krishna, samahritya nirupyate. So that means, no. This Jnana Yoga is once again is summarized and is discussed in this chapter. That means the summarized form of the Jnana Yoga is given once again in this chapter. So like this, Sridhar Swami is telling about this chapter. That means there is no specific connection actually. Just Lord is going to wind up his teachings to Uddhava. So before winding up, so I need to once again summarize the Jnana Yoga. So like that he was thinking and he did that. So Swamiji, what Babaji is saying, Vishwanath Baba Vishwanath, Bholenath. So many vadas are there in this. Oh, Bapre. Astavimshe Gnana Yogam Jagan Mityatvavadinam Advaita Darshinam Prakhya Prabhu Sarvamatam Bruvan. Astavimshe Gnana Yogam Jagat Mityatvavadinam Advaita Darshinam Prakhyat Prabhu Sarvamatam Bruvan. So Prabhu, that means Sri Krishna, Sarvamatam Bruvan. So explaining all other opinions. So what he explained in this, Advaita Darshinam, that means Brahmavadis. Advaita Darshinam means who sees the oneness. So Advaita Darshinam Jagan Mityatvavadinam. And also these Advaitavadis means not our Advaitavadis. The Sankarites know. Advaitavadi means you should take here. So Brahmavadis, that means who accept Brahman only. And remaining everything is, they see it as illusion. Jagat Mityatvavadinam. So Gnana Yogam. So their Gnana Yoga is being explained here. That whose Gnana Yoga? So those see only Brahman and those argue that this Jagat is illusion. So their Jnana Yoga is discussed here by the Lord. So Sridhar Swami is simply saying that Krishna is summarizing. So whatever the Jnana Yoga previously explained, that in brief, like that Sridhar Swami is saying. Okay, now let's discuss about this first sloka. What he is saying in the first sloka. Parasvabhava karmani na prashamshet na garhayet. Parasvabhava karmani. Parasvabhava karmani means, so others. That means everyone is having their own nature. Because of their nature, so they will be having the different kinds of the good and bad things. Someone's nature is if you see everyone's nature, you can find some good things in them and also some bad. So that means parasvabhava karmani na prashamshet. By seeing the good, you should not appreciate or glorify them. Also, you should not. So by seeing the doshas, demerits, you should not blame them. Nagarhayet. It is for whose case? It is for the case of Jnanis. Yeah. Vishwamekatmakam Pashyan. He has to see everything is one. So, Ekam Urudha Bhavati. One appears as many. You are seeing many means that is illusion. That is illusion. So, reality is one. Prakrutya Purushena cha. This whole universe is comprised of Prakriti and Purushas, enjoyers. And that is coming from, that is total is one. That total is one. All that means Prakriti and Purusha is completely is one. How it is one, that we are going to see. Okay. This is the meaning of sloka. Now, Vedashta Sankhyaadika Vimsha Irite Mate Jagat Syat Sadasat Ityuve. Ashtadika Vimsha Irite Mate Jagat Syat Sadasat Ityuve. Kimasti? Okay. बहुत लिख दिए. मैं श्रीधर के पास जा रहा हूँ. इतना नहीं पढ़ेंगे. छोटा वाला लेंगे. Sridhar Swami is very simple. And okay, idanim ati vistarenoktam gnana yogam sankshepena vaktumaha. Now Krishna, so whatever elaborately discussed gnana yoga, he wants to summarize that. For that, this sloka he started. Paresham swabhavan shanta ghoradin karmani cha. So others' nature. So someone's nature is very peaceful. Someone's nature is very ferocious. And also their activities. So by seeing those, one should not appreciate or one should not criticize, should not praise or should not criticize. Why tatra hetu? What is the reason there? The reason is Vishwam Ekam, Ekatmakam. So he has to see the total universe as one. Okay, next. Second sloka. Paraswabhava karmani yah prashamsati nindati saashu brashyate swarthat asatyabhiniveshataha. Whoever indulges in praising or criticizing the qualities and behavior of others will quickly become deviated from his own best interest by his entanglement in illusory dualities. If you do praising and so criticizing by seeing someone's nature, then what will happen? You will be bereft. You will be deviated from your goal. So what is the goal? Your goal is one. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Everything is one. But you are not seeing one. You are seeing many. Then it is Maya. It is Maya. Yes? तो उतनी निकाल के साइड रखो, नहीं तो और भी गर्म लगेगी. ठीक है, देख रहा हूँ मैं, इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ. नहीं तो कुर्ता निकाल के उत्तरी पहनो और कुछ बटन खोल लो. मुझे नहीं चाहिए फैन, क्योंकि वो गर्म हवा आ जाएगा उससे. So vikshepe doshamaha. Vipakshe doshamaha. That means in the first sloka what is said, one should not see, one should not praise or criticize. But vipaksha means if you do opposite to that, that means if you do praising and criticizing, then what will happen? Swardhat jnananishta lakshanat asati mithyabhute dvaite abhiniveshat. Then what will happen? You will be deviated from the swartha, that means your goal, and one is going to enter into the jnananishta lakshanat asati mithyabhute dvaite. So that means you will be entering into the temporary dualities. So this is going to happen. Okay. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur indicates that rather than trying to separate conditioned souls by materialistic distinctions, one should bring them together to chant the holy name of the Lord and propagate the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. A non-devotee or Even an envious third-class devotee is not interested in uniting people on the platform of love of Godhead. Instead, he unnecessarily separates them by emphasizing material distinctions like communist, capitalist, black, white, rich, poor, liberal, conservative, and so on. Material life is always imperfect, full of ignorance, and disappointing in the end. Rather than praising and criticizing the high and low features of ignorance, one should be absorbed in Krishna consciousness on flat spiritual platform of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. So Gnani's solution is different actually. They try to they don't want to see the differences. They don't want to see the guna dosha. But in the case of the devotees, they try to engage everyone in the Krishna service.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So in case of Gyanis, instead of actually engaging into Krishna consciousness, they engage into Brahman conscious. And with relation to the Brahman, they see things as equal or as part of it. And thereby they want to minimize, they want to stop or avoid the criticism or praise of the materialistic people. Is that how they do it, Prabhu?
Gyanis, come again, last line, Prabhu.
The Gyanis, instead of engaging in Krishna consciousness activities, they are engaged in the Brahman conscious.
Yes.
So with respect to everyone to be seen as Brahman is what is their opinion and view. And so they do not want to criticize the material designations.
Yeah, they don't want to see any dualities, any differences, any, that means in the Prakriti, in this nature, the merits and demerits. So they think this is completely because of influence of Maya. So that's why they want to neglect this, completely reject. They're rejecting the dualities and accepting only oneness. So they see that this Jagat is illusion. It is temporary. Only for time being it is there. So like this, they try to cultivate this. So but in the case of devotees, so everything, that means everything, even the material objects also, instead of saying these are the illusion, so they say that it is the energy of the Lord and it is meant for the service of the Lord. So engaging everything in the service of the Lord. So this is the consciousness of devotee. Even if he has a marker, now he will be engaging this marker in the service of the Lord. Then Gnan is what they will see by this marker. Oh, this marker is made up of, that means it is having it's made up of 5 elements. Yes, okay. And also it is having some function, that is writing, and it's useful for the teacher. So it is ultimately is useful for doing some activity, and which is cause for ultimately bondage to this material world. I am a teacher, so it is going to help to you to be a teacher. It's upadhi. It is bringing some upadhi for you. Why we need this marker? Reject this. See everything as one. So everything is neti. That means rejecting everything. Because Upanishads are saying Tattvamasi. These are the different sentences I already told to you. So Brahmavadis, they have their own explanation. And wherever there is Dvaita is there, then they think it is due to the Maya. It is the dualities, whatever we are seeing. So in the Upanishads also, Dada Suprana Sayuda Samana Uksham Parishvajate. So this kind of statements are there. Then they think this is because of illusion. What we are seeing in this material world, that is only this duality. They don't see that duality is there in the spiritual world. In spiritual truth also there is duality is there. That they don't want to accept. Duality means that is a cause for bondage. Maya, that is a cause for bondage. And there is a purified duality is there, that they don't want to accept. So duality and non-duality, that's all. So duality we are facing in this material world. Every day we are seeing various problems. He is black and he is white. Because of this also problem. So there is a separation. Black is and white is, and fighting. And why we need? So these are all, that means in this material world, they are creating problems. Yes, it is very common understanding. It is very easy and simple to understand this fact. Now, to come out from these difficulties, what you should do? Make everything one. Everything one. Two is cause for pain, then one will be cause for pleasure, peace, happiness. It's common sense. No tension. Make everything. And then, but we, on top of this one, we are saying that there are, once again, purified dualities are there. Then this is not so acceptable by them. They don't want to accept this. Okay, next. तैजसे निद्रयापन्ने पिण्डस्थो नष्टचेतनः मायां प्राप्नोति मृत्युं वा तद्वन्नानार्धदृक्पुमान्. Just as the embodied spirit soul loses external consciousness when his senses are overcome by the illusion of dreaming or the death-like state of deep sleep, so a person experiencing material duality must encounter illusion and death. A person experiencing material duality must encounter illusion and death. So, Brahmshameva drashtantatah darshayati. That means if you are seeing the dualities, if you are seeing the merits and demerits in the persons, and if you are praising and criticizing the people's nature, then it is definitely a fall down. It is fall down. So for that, example is given. Drishtanta is given. One drishtanta is given. Taijase nidraya panne pindastaha nashta chetanaha mayam prapnoti mrityum va tadvat nanartha dukpraman. What is this? Taijase means राजसाहंकार कार्ये इंद्रिय गणे निद्रया आपन्ने अभिभूते सति पिंडस्थो जीवः केवलं मनोमात्रेण मायां स्वप्न रूपां प्राप्नोति. So these senses are produced from uchahankara, rajasahankara. Yes. So when these senses are becoming inactive, line means they become inactive. When senses are becoming inactive, then what will happen? You are not able to access this external world. This Jagriti Avastha, senses are active. In the Swapna Avastha, senses are inactive. So they become completely inactive. So that means when senses are becoming inactive, then person is what he is experiencing? He is experiencing the आपन्ने अभिभूते सति पिंडस्थः जीव केवलम मनोमात्रेण मायाम स्वप्न रूपाम प्राप्नोति. Then he will be seeing only swapna. Yes. When senses are completely, external senses are inactive, then what we are seeing? That means the swapna stage. When you sleep, all your 5 senses, no, 10 senses, they are completely inactive. And what you are experiencing? Dreams. You are experiencing Maya in the form of dreams. And when that mind is also become inactive, then what will happen? You will be in the Sushupti. Yes? In the Sushupti, senses, mind and Ahankara, all inactive, lean. In Sushupti, yes? क्या ऐसा अभी तो तेरा मुंडी तो हिलाइए. हाँ 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 ऐसा. क्या नींद आ रहे हैं क्या सब लोग को? So then when ahankara is also my senses, mind and ahankara, all they are merged. Merged means they became lina. Lina means temporary devastation. That means inactive. Then what will happen? Then who will be there in that sushupti? Who will be there?
Only the soul.
Only the soul will be there. And soul is experiencing soul. Okay. That is nothing but what? It's like a dead person. So one entering into the Sushupti is equal to what? Mrityutulyam Sushuptim va prapnoti. Yes? Tadvadeva. In the same way. Nanartha dvaitabhinveshi vikshepam layam cha prapnoti. In the same way, nanartha duk. That means whoever is seeing the variegatedness in this nature, whoever is entering into the dualities, so for him also, vikshepam layam cha prapnoti. That means he attains vikshepam. Vikshepam means agitation. Layam means completely. So finishing of all these. That means laya. That means sushupti. It's like a dead. That means completely dead. Vikshepam layam cha prapnoti. Yata pragna samparkad vishwasya bhoga lakshano bramshaha evam anatma samparkad atmanah api swarupa bramshaha iti bhavaha. That means by associating the pragna samparkad, that means by associating the pragna, that means intellectual people, jnanis, then what will happen? Vishwasya bhoga lakshana bramshaha. This material world which is meant for enjoyment will be destroyed for him. Anatma samparka, that means if he is getting the materialistic people's association, then atmanah api swarupa bramshaha. So that means atma is losing its swarupa gnanam iti bhavaha. This is the meaning. क्या समझ में आया? बोलिए. क्या समझ में आया? बोलिए.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, for the first two aspect, like how he experiences only the presence of the mind after once the senses become inactive, or like in a sleep, that I could understand. And the second part of it, when even the mind and the senses along with the ahankara also is completely withdrawn from the external senses and sense objects, he experiences deep sleep, which is referred.
Which is equal to the mrityutulyam.
Yes, it is equal, similar to the kind of death. Yes.
Yeah.
So that means at that stage, the soul does not have any kind of identity within itself. Is that how we should understand this?
It's like a dead body.
So because for identification you need ahankara, and since ahankara is actually absent there, so the soul does not identify itself also. It's just like not being present.
Yes.
And you explained something more after this also. How does he not see the dualities in that further state? How do we understand that part of it? What is the state next to this?
After next stage is not there. So these two are the examples actually. Okay. Sapna and Sushupti are example actually.
So the Jnani understands that this state is, it doesn't make any sense to him. So he withdraws his external sense engagement, and thereby he does not see the differences, or he does not praise it. That's how he convinces himself. I'm sorry, Prabhuji, I'm disturbing you.
So what is said in the till now, what is discussed? Whoever is seeing the good and bad, that means praising and criticizing someone's nature, should not do, but if he does, then what will happen? Leads to our Brahmshaha. It means patan ho jayenge. This is said in the second. So now, in the second sloka, it is said, praising and criticizing someone's nature, so leads to Brahmshaha. Means patan ho jayenge. For this, you need to explain example. You need to give the example, explanation. So here what is said? Nanartha druk praman. Whoever is seeing the, that means good and bad of the people, so then he will praise and criticize. That person is known as Nanartha druk. Nanartha druk means Nanartha druk. The one who enters into dualities is known as Nanartha druk. For this Nanartha druk, what happens? Nanartha druk praman. Mrutyum mayam prapnoti mrutyum va. So he gets the, what he gets? Layaha. What he get? Vikshepaha. Next, layaha. Otherwise, he gets the maya or mrityu. Mrityu. He'll be getting maya or mrityu. Who? This maya or mrityu. For this, you need to give. Nanarduk is nothing but this is only the person who praises or criticizes, because he's entering into the dualities, na? So by seeing the dualities, he'll be keep on making the enemies and making the friends, and that means he's criticizing and praising. So then for that person, what is going to happen? He gets maya or otherwise mrityu. In another terms, vikshepa, laya. So this is the fact. Now you should give the example for this. So we took example. Swapnavastha is maya and Sushupti is laya. Mrityu. Sushupti. Mrityu. Mrityutulyaha. Sushupti. In Swapnavastha, what is happening? These senses are completely withdrawn. That means they are inactive in that stage. Then mind is active, and that mind is creating what? Swapna. That swapna is nothing but here maya. So, and Sushupti stage, senses, mind, and ego, everything all inactive, is nothing but equal to the mrityu. That means this is example for this one. This is example for this one. This is example for vikshepaha. This is example for layaha. Okay. This.
Understood, bro. These are the two different examples for the two different states.
Yeah. Nanarduk will get sometimes vikshepaha, sometimes layaha. Layaha means bechain hoke so jayega. And vikshepa means this I will do, that I will do that. Example is this. Swapna is example for maya, Sushupti for the laya. ऐसा ही तो आज ही होगा चैप्टर आज नहीं होगा एक्स्ट्रा क्लास लेना ही पड़ेगा संडे भी क्लास रहेगा Okay. Kim badram kim avadram va dvaitasya vastunah kiyat vachoditam tadanurutam manasadhyatameva cha. That which is expressed by material words or meditated upon by the material mind is not ultimate truth. What therefore is actually good or bad within this insubstantial world of duality, and how can the extent of such good and bad are measured? तो समझने के लिए तिरुमला क्या समझे आप? What did you understand? Tell. Comment. Huh? Able to see the letters? Yes. Sab Maya. Yes. Everything is Maya. Reality. Are black and white. Kim badram kim abhadram va dvaitasya avastunah kiyat vachoditam tad anrutam manasa dhyatamevacha. That means this nanartha druk, then he will be so seeing the dualities. Then after that, this is good, this is bad, this is this much beneficial, this is this much not beneficial. So like this, he keep on so speaking the untruth, unreality. Yes. Dvaita asatyataya stuti nindayoho nirvishatvam prapancheti sardhaihi shadbihi. So according to this Brahmavadis, Dvaita asatyataya. Dvaita is not real. Asatya is not real. So that's why, so this praising and criticizing, they are simply what? They are not real. They are all nirvishay, dvaita nindayoho nirvishayatvam. They are not the really vishaya. They are not subject matter. So that is being explained here. There is no value for the praising and criticizing, because the dualities itself, the dualities are illusion, are temporary. That is also they will finish. Kim bhadram, that means avastunah dvaitasya madhye kim bhadram. Avastunah dvaitasya madhye kim bhadram kim abhadram. Kim abhadram va kiyat abhadram kiyat bhadram kiyad va abhadram ityartha avastuvattvameva aha. वाचा इति बाह्येन्द्रियोपलक्षणं वाचा उदितम उक्तम चक्षुरादिभिश्च यदृश्यम तद अनृतम इति. So that means these dualities are not real. So then this is this much beneficial, this much is not beneficial, is also is not real, and whatever you are seeing, that is also not real. Everything is unreal. So this is the way the Jnanis they should cultivate. They should see everything as one. So that is that which is expressed by material words or meditated upon by the material mind is not ultimate truth. What therefore is actually good or bad within this insubstantial world of duality, and how can extent of such good and bad be measured? So that means ये इतना अच्छा है, इतना अच्छा नहीं है, ये सब measure नहीं कर सकते. So that means ultimately, so material things you cannot find any. So you cannot estimate, you cannot say. So this is this much good and this is this much bad. These are all simply bogus. Only the reality is Brahman. Only the reality is Brahman. But Gunadoshas, who will see good and bad? Good and bad is meant for whom? Good and bad is meant for karmi. Only for karmis. Karmis it is needed. But for the jnanis and so for the Ananya Bhaktas, there is no good and bad concept. They are raised from the good and bad. So they are always focusing on the one. This one and these are all on the Supreme Lord. That's yes. Yes. So everything they should reject. Jnanis, everything they should reject. Devotees, everything they, so they raise the three modes. They always engaged. So here these Ananya Bhaktas always engaged in 24 hours engaged in direct devotional activities. That means they are beyond the modes. They should actually what is said in the previous chapters. So one has to so first so leave the activities which are filled with the rajas and tamas, do the so sattva along with the sakshat bhakti. So then that is karma bhakti. So then after that leave that sattva also fully engaged in the so transcendental activities which are beyond the good and bad. Similarly, Jnanis, they try to always fix their consciousness on Brahman and they try to reject all the dualities. This is the situation in this area. Then who has to see this good and bad? This is the only the part of this. The who are karmis. So where we are? So in our case, do we need to see the good and bad or not? Yes, we should see good and bad. And if you are situated here, that means fully detached, then you don't need to see. Or otherwise, you got the full Shraddha, then you don't need to. But if you are not there, then you have to see the good and bad. Many times, what will happen? Oh, devotees, they are above to the modes. Then we don't need to follow any good and bad. Everything is transcendental. No good and bad. No need to see any good and bad. So there is no need to see the good and bad for the time, place, nothing. Everything is transcendental. Krishna will take care. Krishna will take care. They say the statement is right. But what is wrong? What is wrong? For example, you are going to construct a house. You are a devotee. You are a devotee means practicing devotee. So not Ananya Bhakta. Now you are constructing, not Ananya Bhakta, now you are constructing a house. So for that, do you need to see the Vastu or not? Tell me. You're not Ananya Bhakta. Tirumala Swami? No need to see Vastu. Yes. No. So yes, sometimes we say that there is no need to see the any Vastu. Okay, that's fine. So then you are in this category. Then you should do 24 hours that kind of bhakti. आधा घंटा के लिए अनन्य भक्त बन जाए और उसके बाद बाद का समय में मजा ले, ये नहीं चलेगा. जब अपना खाना के लिए आएगा तो उसमें गुड एंड बैड रहेगा. दूसरों को जब सजेशन देंगे तब तो अनन्य भक्ति है, इसका कोई जरूरत नहीं. ये सब. Then what is the problem? So if someone is doing like this, so that means he is here but applying this. So then what is the problem? Swesvayadhikare. So who is coming and stopping this kind of nonsense not to happen? What instruction given by the, what is the instruction given by the Krishna? Krishna is saying that adhikara. If you are in this, you follow that. And you should not see Vastu. If you are fully Shraddha, then you should not see Vastu. So if you see Vastu, then that is you are not following your adhikara. Wrong. And you are not Ananya Bhakta and applying this, then that is also dosha. That is also dosha. है या नहीं? थोड़ा सा एक्सप्रेशन दे दो यार, इतना सीरियसली ऐसे कैसे? हाँ कुछ हंसी है, हाँ एकदम डर लगता है देख के स्टूडेंट्स को, ग्रहण है। अच्छा, serious reaction. So that's why it is the guna dosha. Ananya bhakta following the karma is a dosha. So that means who is not in Ananya Bhakti, so he is following trying to follow Ananya Bhakti. It is thugging, vanchaka, vanchana, cheating, vanchakaha. So that's why vanchakaha means cheater. This कहाँ से चले गए हम लोग? किम अभद्रम वा द्वैतस्य अवतु. Okay, next sloka, we'll go to the next sloka. छाया प्रत्यह्वयाभासा ह्यसन्तोऽप्यर्थकारिणः एवं देहादयो भावा यच्चन्त्यामृतच्युतो भयम्. Although shadows, echoes, and mirages are only illusory reflections of real things, such reflections do cause a semblance of meaningful or comprehensible perception. In the same way, although the identification of the conditioned soul with the material body, mind, and ego is illusory, this identification generates fear within him even up to the moment of death. What is going on? Nanu evam sati dehadi bhavanaamapi asatvat katam bhayahetutvam tatra sadrishtantamaha. So Purva Pakshi is asking a question. Acha, dehadi bhavanam, that means body and other things. So asat dehadi bhavanam api asatvat, that means they are all not real. Okay, katham bhayahetutvam, then why we are getting the अरे ज्ञानी से पूछ रहे कोई, Babu, you are saying everything is temporary, then why you have to get fear of this? You are saying there is no tiger, these are all illusion, then stand in front of tiger. Tiger is illusion, na? Tiger, dog, cat, these are all dualities. So then, yeah, answer is this sloka is answer. So this sloka is answer. Chaya pratibimbaha. Chaya means pratibimbaha. Pratyahvaya means pratidvanihi. Abhasa means shukti rajitadihi. Yete yatha asantah api ardhikarinah bhavanti amrutyuhu mrutyum abhivyapya. What he is saying, he is giving one good examples actually. What the Purva Pakshi is asking to Brahmavadi? If everything is illusion, then why you are getting the fear of those? How they are becoming cause for fear? Then he is giving the good example. Dekho beta, this is rope. This is rope. So that Advai, this Brahmavadi or Gnani is giving this example. This is rope, but all of a sudden you saw this rope and it is looking like snake. And because of this, did you get fear or not? That means snake is not there, but still it is cause for the fear or not. So the snake which is not there became cause for fear. So now you take, this is a shell, she shell. It's so fully shining. And you saw, and it is looking like silver, and you ran to catch this, get this. So here silver is not there, but still it is causing. The same way, so tiger is also cause for the, or this duality is also cause for the fear. He gave these examples. Yes, they are not there. Like snake, which is not there, but which became the cause for the fear. Similarly, these dualities are not there, but they can be cause for the fear. Tatatma. Told you, eh?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah.
You shared 3 examples. One is the seeing the rope as a snake. Second one you identified as a shining object to be as a silver. What was the third one you referred to?
Tiger is in our real case.
Okay.
That means in the material world we are seeing so many things, those are cause for the fear. So Purapakshi is saying that if all these dualities are asat, means they are not real, then how the unreal thing is
the cause of fear?
Cause for the fear. Then he is giving the example. That Purapakshi asked this question to the Gnani, then Gnani is giving the example. What example he is giving? He is showing the snake which is not there in that rope is not a snake, but it is appearing as a snake because of some agnana, ignorance. And fear is coming from the snake which is not there. Similarly, these dualities also which are not there, but they can be the cause for the fear. Okay, this is clear. Logical. Okay, next. Atmaiva. I am going with Sridhar. I don't know. So, Vishwanath, Jiva Goswami is having any contradiction with this? Because I am not verifying. Because sometimes Swamiji will take you. Swamiji will take you to another direction. पूरा स्वामी जी को ट्रस्ट नहीं कर सकते. श्रीधर स्वामी, स्वामी यही शरणम अय्यप्पा. Same thing, Prabhu. Please follow out. Any change is there, then tell me. यस प्रभु, किसी भी हालत में नहीं रुकेंगे. हमारे 5 बज जाए तो मजा आएगा. चलो. आत्मैव तदिदं विश्वं सृज्यते सृजति प्रभुः, त्रायते त्राति विश्वात्मा, ह्रियते हरतीश्वरः, तस्मान्न ह्यात्मनोऽन्यस्माद् अन्यभावो निरूपितः, निरूपितेयं त्रिधा निर्मूला भातिरात्मनि, इदं गुणमयं विद्धि त्रिविधं मायया कृतम्. The super soul alone is the ultimate controller and creator of this world, and thus he alone is also the creator. Huh? He alone is also the created. Similarly, the soul of all existence himself both maintains and is maintained. Similarly, the soul of all existence himself both maintains and is maintained, withdraws and is withdrawn. No other entity can be properly ascertained as separate from him. The Supreme Soul, who nonetheless is distinct from everything and everyone else. The appearance of the threefold material nature which is perceived within him has no actual basis. Rather, you should understand that this material nature, composed of the three modes, is simply the product of his illusory potency. Okay? Understood? Very difficult. English we both.
Prabhuji,
What?
Prabhuji, the first line which says that the super soul alone is the ultimate controller and creator of this world, and thus he alone is also the created. He is referring to the jivas there as that created, who are the transformations as the amshas of the Lord. Is that what he refers there as created?
That means there is no difference between creator and creation. Even this creation is also he only. Ekam.
Is that what actually Krishna is stating here, or he is saying without distinction of expressing as an energy? The created are all the energies, isn't it? Because the second line after that makes it more meaningful. Similarly, the soul of all existence, that is the super soul Paramatma, himself both maintains and is maintained. So he maintains as a super soul, and he is maintained in terms of the jiva or the different energies.
Yeah, Prabhu, coming. Yes.
No,
Srishtyadi Sruti. So Purupakshi is putting a question here. Nano Srishtyadi Srutibireva Dvaitam Nirupitam Katham Asatyam Syat Tatra Aha. Srishtyadi Srutibireva Dvaitam. Till now, what the Siddhanti is saying? Siddhanti is Advaita Darshi, the one who wants to see the one. So, according to him, everything is, all the dualities are illusion. So now Purupakshi is asking a question to him. Hey, Srishtyadi Srutibireva. That means there are so many Sruti statements which are telling about creation. All these statements, they are establishing Dvaitam. Katham Asatyam Syat. How these dualities are not real, illusion. How they are illusion? Because there are so many Shruti statements. What kind of Shruti statements? Shruti statements of creation. Shruti statements related to the creation. All those statements, what they are saying? They are establishing the Dvaitam. They are establishing Dvaitam. Katham Asatyam then? This is the question put by opponent to Jnani. Then what he is saying? He is saying these 2.5 slokas. Atmaiveti Sardha Dvabhyam. So what is he saying? Atmaiva tad idam vishvam srujyate prabhu trayate trati vishwatma haryate harat ishvaraha. So that means Atma trayate palyate trati palayati. That means it is it is maintained and it maintains. It maintains himself, both the soul of all existence himself, both maintains and is maintained. Palyate palayati. Anyasmat srujyadi vyatiriktata trividha adhyatmikadi rupa bhatihi pratiti nanukhatam nirmalam pratiyate tatra aha idam iti. श्रीधर स्वामी बहुत ज्यादा नहीं दिए, एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया ठीक से। चलो अभी बाबा के पास, इधर बाबा से पढ़ना पड़ेगा। क्या हुआ तिरुमला? अबाउट टू, प्लीज डोंट लीव अस। ननु सृष्ट्यादि पृथिवीरेव द्वैतं निरूपितं कथम् असत्यं स्यात् तत्राह आत्मैवेति द्वाभ्यां सृज्यते श्रुति सृष्ट्यादेः कर्ता अपि कर्म अपि आत्मैव न द्वैतं ततः अन्यत् इति ततः अन्यत् इति भावः आत्मैव तद् इदं विश्वं सृज्यते त्रायते त्राति। नेक्स्ट ततः अन्यत् अन्यत् त्रायते पाल्यते। ओके, आत्मनः परमात्मनः सकाशात् अन्यः भावः पदार्थः न आत्मनः कीदृशात् अन्यस्मात् सृज्यादि वस्तु व्यतिरिक्तात् त्रिविधा आध्यात्मिकादि रूपा भातिः प्रतीतिः निर्मला इति यदि परमात्मैव विश्वम् अभूत् तदा परमात्मनः त्रैविध्यभावात् कुतः आयातम् एतत् त्रैविध्यम् इति निर्मूलत्वम्। बाप रे, ये तो फिलॉसफी बहुत। Good question, actually. So Jnanis, they are saying everything is illusion. This Dvaitam, how it is illusory, how the Dvaitam is illusion. Establish this. What is the logic? Because Upanishad statements are clearly saying that so Srishti is done, then Dvaitam is also real. Then Vedas are saying. So then how you can, so that means we are asking Jnanis, how they are able to see this whole world is illusory? It's not illusory. They are all created. So then how they can say it is illusory? What is the logic they use? What is the explanation they give? That is said here, which is a very important thing. Actually ये लॉजिक है इसमें कुछ। सृज्यते सृजति इति सृष्ट्यादेः कर्ता अपि कर्म अपि आत्मैव न द्वैतम् तथा अन्यत् इति भावः। Therefore this is अन्यत् इति भावः। त्रायते पालिते आत्मनः परमात्मनः सकाशात् तस्मात् न हि आत्मनः अन्यस्मात् आत्मनः परमात्मनः सकाशात् अन्यः भावः पदार्थः न आत्मनः कीदृशात् अन्यस्मात् व्यवस्था। बंद करो यार, बंद करो खराब हो जाएगा। विश्वनाथ का ही पकड़ना है। स्वामी श्रीधर, सॉरी, जीव गोस्वामी अलग ट्रैक से चल रहे हैं पहले से ही, उनका ट्रैक ही अलग है। हाँ, विश्वनाथ का ही कनेक्शन है और किसी का नहीं, और इनका तो एकदम अलग स्टाइल में चल रहे हैं ये। अच्छा, इन्होंने अलग से दिया जीवा, जीवा सर। एक मिनट एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ थोड़ा, बाप रे इतना बड़ा दिए वीर राघवाचार्य। एवं स्तुति निंदा हेतु भूत राग द्वेष भाव चिदात्मक प्रपंच चित अचिद भेदम उक्त्वा अथ कृष्णस्य जगतः ब्रह्मोपादानकत्वेन जगद अनन्यत्वाच्च न स्तुत्यादि इत्याह। आत्मैवेति सार्धैः आत्मा परमपुरुषः तदेकात्मकं द्व्यात्मकं च इदं विश्वम् आत्मैव परमात्मैव इत्यर्थः। उपादे सृज्यते स्वयं चिदचित्। ये तो बहुत है, ये अलग ही उनका फिलॉसफी थोड़ा सा अलग है। चलो विश्वनाथ के पास ही आ जाए, बाबा कृपा करे। मंगलाचरण के। जय श्रीला विश्वनाथ चक्र ठाकुर की जय। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो। How this Dvaitam is temporary, establish this. So here Krishna himself is saying anyway. So how this Dvaitam is illusion? How can you say this? So Jnanis, how they can see this Dvaitam is illusion? What is the target? Our target is Jnanis. So he sees Dvaitam as illusion. How? What is the opponent is saying? Opponent point. Opponent is putting a finger on his philosophy. What opponent's point? So Shruti. Shruti means Vedic statements. So Vedic statements related to creation establishes Dvaitam. Prabhu, there what is given? Dvaitam. Yeah. So Dvaitam. So then how can you say? So Dvaitam is illusion. This is the opponent's point. So now answer is what? Who is going to answer this sloka? Answer is 6 and 7. Sloka 6 and 7 is the answer for this. So refutation. This opponent's objection. This is objection, my lord. And then objection is refuted. Refutation. So text 6 and 7. Text 6 and 7 is a refutation. What text 6 and 7 is? What text 6 and 7 is telling? 2.5 slokas. Atmaiva tadidam vishwam. Atmaiva tadidam vishwam srujati prabhu. Trayate trati. Vishwatma hiryate Harati Ishwarah. Tasmat nahi Atmanah Anyat Atmanah Anyasmad Anyah Bhavah Nirupitah. So sloka itself is very clear, is to understand. Try to see the meaning of 6 and 7. Meaning of 6 and 7. What is that meaning? Here it is said that Atma is creator and is created. Is creator and is created, both. Maintainer and maintained. Maintained. And what is that next? Hirete Harati. With the dryer and okay. Anyway, Harati Baba nahi diya na. Okay, leave it then. So Baba, what he's saying, Vishwanath Baba. So he's saying that. So it means Atma is doer and object, both. That means soul or Atma, he creates, and also the created, he is only created. He is created means object. This is object. Creator means his doer, subject. Is doer. Yeah. And whatever is else is there, everything else, whatever else, Anyat means else. Anything else? Anything else is what? Is nirmulaha. That means na nirupitaha. Is anything else is not established. What is saying in the third line? Tasmat. That means he is only the creator and he is created. So but you are seeing this material world. So that is not Atma. So that is what? Nahi Atmanah Anyaha. That means Atmanah Anya means other than Atma. So that's why. So other than Atma, Atma, Paramatma, Brahman, everything is one only. Okay. So other than Atma is what? So Atmanah. So Anyasmad Anya Bhavaha. Anyasmad Anya Bhavaha na nirupitaha. Na nirupita means he is not established. Nothing is that is not established. That means that is not acceptable. Anyat, that means tatah anyat iti bhavaha. So that means karta karma api atmaiva na dvaitam tatah anyat iti bhavaha. That means creator is also Atma. Is created, is object is also Atma. That means Dvaitam is not created. Point is, Dvaitam is not created. So whatever you are seeing, this Dvaitam is not created. Generally, what you are thinking, what Purupakshi is thinking, Dvaitam is created. Middle world is Dvaitam. And that is created. That means Vedic statements related to the creation establishes Dvaitam means according to the Purupakshi, what is the object? Who is the creator? Who is creator according to the Purvapakshi? Ishvara is a creator. And who is created?
Jiva.
Purvapakshi. Middle
Jiva
word.
is a
Dvaitam.
Yeah.
Dvaitam is created.
Yes.
So Ishvara is creator and this middle world is created. Karta is, doer is Ishvara and object is, karma is Dvaitam. But here what he is saying, this Siddhanti, that means Gnani, what he is saying, Atma is only creator and Atma is only created. Apart from that means Dvaitam is not created. That is the point. So here, that is what Vishwanath is saying here. That is the point he is saying. So karta karma api atmaiva na dvaitam. Na dvaitam. Karma na dvaitam. Dvaitam is not karma. Atmaiva. So that means, yeah, that means creator and is created. Both are Atma only. But this Dvaitam, whatever you are thinking, Dvaitam is created, that's not there. That is not established. He is saying that Dvaitam is established, but he is saying Dvaitam is not established because created is also Atma only. Is created is also Atma only. Karma is also Atma only. Karta is also Atma only. Karma is not Dvaitam. Na Dvaitam. Tataha Anyat iti bhavaha. So that's why Dvaitam, that means now what is happening according to this Siddhanti Pakshi? So Atma is only creator and Atma is only created. So then Dvaitam, what about Dvaitam if you say? Then he says this Dvaitam is different from the Atma. This is Atma, this is only creator and this is only created. And then what about this Dvaitam? He say, if you ask him, this is Anyat. It is different. It is different. And then what about this different one? Nanirupitaha. It is not established. Purvapakshi is saying Dvaitam is established, but he is saying directly Nanirupitaha. Then Nirupateyam Trividha Nirmula Bhatir Atmani. What is the point? He says, but we are seeing now. You can say now. To ask, you can ask this Gnani. You can ask Gnani, who is this Gnani is the Siddhanti here. Then if you ask Gnani, hey, but we are seeing the Dvaitam, then he is saying that whatever Dvaitam you are seeing, that is seen in Atma, but that is Nirmula. Nirmula means it is not having any root. It's a foundationless. This Dvaitam is not having no foundation. It is simply a foundation, that means rootless object. Nirmula. Nirmula. So that's why here you see. Commentary you see.
Prabhuji, can you please come again on the last part of it? How does the Gyanis define the dualities? You said that the Purvapakshi is saying that we see the dualities in this world, but then the Siddhanta Pakshi is saying that this dualities, whatever you see, is not existing and it is baseless. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
And he is referring that also in relation with the Atma itself. As how does he actually explain?
I'm coming for that line once again. Okay. So what he's saying, see, Atmanah Paramatmanah Sakashad Anyah Bhavaha, that means Padartaha, Na Atmanah Kidrishat Anyasmat Srujyadi Vastu Veteriktat Srujyadi Vastu Veteriktat Trividha अध्यात्मकादि रूपा भाति प्रतीतः निर्मूला इति अच्छा निर्मूले वैते इधर मिस्टेक है निर्मूले वेति यदि परमात्मेव विश्वमभूत् तदा परमात्मनः त्रैविध्याभावात् कुतः आयातम् एतत् त्रैविध्यम् इति निर्मूलत्वम्. So what they are saying, yes, this Dvaitam is they are rejecting. They are saying that Atma is only the Karta, Atma is only the Karma. They are saying this. Apart from Atma, whatever is there, that is not having any baseless. So what is the logic they are saying? So Atma, otherwise Paramatma or Atma, whatever, that is only became whole. Paramatmaiva Vishwam Abhut. Paramatma only became the entire creation, Vishwam. But Paramatma is not having the Trividyam because it is Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. This is Nirgun Nirvishesh Chinmatra Satta. It is not having any Trividyam. बहुत दिन हो गया इसीलिए निर्गुण निर्विशेष चिन्मात्र सत्ता बहुत दिन हो गए ना तो आप लोग सुन के इसीलिए अभी भूलना नहीं है. So it will come more in Tattva Sandarbha. Now it's not coming. So that's a Paramatma is what according to them it's a Chinmatra Satta. So but this Chinmatra Satta only became the Vishwam. But this Vishwam is comprised of the three. That means Adidhaivam, Adibhutam, Adhyatmam. Not Kleshas. This three kinds of Shaktis. Adidhaivam, Adibhutam, Adhyatmam. Okay. So but these are not there in this Paramatma. So that's why whatever you are seeing now in this material world, so that is not there in the Paramatma. Paramatma only became the entire creation, but that Trividyam is not there. So, but you are seeing the Trividyam. So that's why this Trividyam is baseless. Reject this. Accept only Chinmatra Satta. This is ignorance. You should work out on it. You are seeing this Trividyam because of your ignorance. Like you are seeing the snake in the rope. You are asking the snake. You are saying the snake is real. Arey, snake is not real because of your ignorance. You are seeing snake. Come out from that ignorance. You will not see any snake. You will see only rope. So this Paramatma is completely free from these three kinds of the dualities, the Trividyam. That means Trivida. Trivida means threefold. This material creation, you are seeing threefold material creation. But what Shastra is saying? Shastra is saying that so Paramatma is only the complete creation. He only became complete creation. He is Karta and he is Karma. Yes or no? He's saying, already said, Karta is also Paramatma, Karma is also Paramatma, where Paramatma is not having any threefold. So that means, but you are seeing threefold, then that is because of your ignorance, which is baseless. Nirmula. That is, you have to work on this. You are seeing this threefold, that is the problem. That's why you are having miseries. उसके पीछे क्या पड़ रहा है? उसको छोड़ दो. Why you want to establish that? That is not the object to establish. What it should be established? Nirguna Nirvishesh Chinmatra Satta has to be established. समझ आया? You go to there, you are not believing. That's why you are having problem. First to accept that Paramatma is Nirgun Nirvishesh Chinmatra Satta. He doesn't have any threefold. Okay. and he is the creator and he is created. He is the karta and he is the kriya. Sorry, he is the doer, karma. He is the karta and he is the karma. That means he is only the creation and he is only the creator. Okay, and he doesn't have any threefold, but you are seeing the threefold. That is illusion. That is nirmula. That is baseless. Yeah, that's right. You should work hard on this and not sit in the duality. And that is whole part is this wing is completely working on this only. हाँ, अरे बार बार उसके पीछे जाके you leave your siddhanta first. You leave your siddhanta. This material energy is also Shakti of the Lord, Bhairanga Shakti. This Shakti, keep that side. Okay, Ramakrishna Prabhu, you got it.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Actually, hearing it from you is really bliss, because you are explaining, taking the role of a perfect jnani and explaining the left wing. Explaining the left wing, making us to really believe and to buy the concept.
Yeah. So, Krishna is saying, no, this is jnanis.
Yeah. So
here the main point is in this nirmula bhatihi atmani. Like you are seeing, so this is a shell. In that shell, because of your ignorance, you are seeing the rajitam. That means silver. You seeing silver in shell. Similarly, Paramatma, everything is Paramatma, which is Chinmatra Satta. But in that you are seeing Traividyam, threefold. So, like here, silver is not real. Similarly, this Traividyam is also not real. When you leave, when your silver is out, when you get the real knowledge about the shell. Similarly, when you get that means understand full realization of Paramatma, that is Chinmatra Satta, then this Traividya will go. That means by understanding Brahman is only the one fully, by under Guru. Under Guru, and so by reading the Upanishads properly with the logic. Logic is needed. Tirumala, it will be very interesting. So then you will realize this. That means Atmani Traividyam, Atmani Trividha Bhatihi. Atmani means in Paramatma we are seeing Traividyam, which is Nirmula, but baseless. Like here, Rajitam, silver is baseless. Similarly, this Traividyam is baseless. This Adhyatma, Adidayam, Adibhutam, that means all these different variety objects you are seeing, those are all baseless. They don't have any base. Idam gunamayam viddi trividam mayaya kritam. Like here, silver is because of your ignorance. Similarly, this Traividyam is Maya, which is illusory potency, which is not having any real spiritual identity. No spiritual identity it is having. Only one is there. That is Nirgun Nirvishesha Chinmatra Satta. Okay, clear?
Prabhu, you have sold it very nicely. I don't know what to do it now with this.
Acha. Next. Etad vidvan muditam gna. Etad vidvan muditam gnana vignana naipunam. Nanindati na chastauti loke charati suryavat. One who has properly understood the process of becoming firmly fixed in theoretical and realized knowledge, as described herein by me, doesn't indulge in material criticism or praise. Now, finally, Krishna is saying, hey, you should, if you accept this point, whatever I explained now, This Trividyam, this threefold is baseless. And actual reality is Chinmatra Satta. Then you will stop praising and criticizing the people. When you are fixed in this, realize this knowledge. One should realize this. For that, Yama, Nema, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, everything you should do. A lot of hard work.
So what was professed in verse number 1 till verse number 8, he's substantiating it.
Yes.
How to come to that point of giving up criticism or praise.
Yes. He said in the first slokana, so that he now finally reclaiming. So doesn't indulge in material criticism or praise. Like the sun, he wanders freely throughout this world. He never sees any good and bad. He goes everywhere. Even if that is dirty thing is there, good thing is there, bad thing is there. Everywhere he going there and he's sending his prakasha. Yes. Okay, last क्या बोलना है? ननु कथम त्रैविध्यम प्रतीयते तत्राह माया कृतम माया दुस्तर शक्त्या इति परिणामवादिनः माया अज्ञानेन इति विवर्तवादिनः अत एतन् मद उदितम मदुक्तम ज्ञान वैग ये किसका है ये? इसना दिया ना? अच्छा,
You are reading the previous verse, I believe.
प्रभु इनका नंबरिंग अलग है एक्चुअली. ये पिछले श्लोक का ही एक्सप्लेनेशन है. दिस इज एक्सप्लेनेशन फॉर द प्रीवियस श्लोक ऑन. या अरे आधा उसका और आधा उसका है बस. In the previous sloka, it is said that this Trividyam threefold is because of Maya. Maya Krutam Maya Dustara Shaktya iti Parinamavadinaha. Maya Ajnanena iti Vivartavadinaha. This is Parinamavad and Vivartavad, all you know. If you don't know, then I will explain later. Parinamvad you know, na? Arey, Parinamvad you don't know. You know actually. Parinamvad is, oh, that milk is there. Milk is coming from the curd. So, sorry, curd is coming from the milk. So that means milk is already contains its in it curd in the avyakta form. And by joran, that means by adding the buttermilk or milk something, so curd, little curd to this milk, then that is turned into the curd. That process brought this manifested. That means milk is originally, that means from the beginning milk is containing curd in unmanifested form. Then we did process on this milk and that brought the curd. So if you do the same process for the water, so one may say that because of this process curd is coming. No, curd is there originally in the milk. Just by process curd is not coming. Until unless if the curd is not there in the milk in unmanifested form, by just process it will never come. So the same process you apply in water. Take water and apply same process on this. So can it produce curd? No, because in the water curd is not there in the unmanifested form. Curd is there in the milk only. So that means karya is there in the karana in unmanifested form. This is known as parinamvada. This is karyam, effect. This is karanam, cause. So effect is there in cause in subtle form, is known as parinamvada. Vivartavad is rope. Rope, in the rope is seeing the snake because of Ajnana, is known as Vivartavad. Yes. पानी पी लो. फिर 10 लोग भी नहीं होने लग रहे. चलो अभी आगे बढ़ेंगे. प्रत्यक्षेणानुमानेन निगमेनात्मसंविदा आद्यन्तवत् असज्ञात्वा निसंगो विचरेदिह. So by direct perception, a logical deduction, scriptural testimony, and personal realization, one should know that this world has a beginning and end, and so is not the ultimate reality. Thus, one should live in this world without attachment. This is detachment is the beginning entry door for jnanis. Yes. अब इतना अच्छे से अनन्य भक्ति सिखाया गया और लास्ट में भगवान ये डाल के पूरा लॉर्ड कंप्लीटली yes. बाबा. So प्रत्यक्षेण आद्यन्तवत् घटादि अनुमानेन आद्यन्तवत् दृश्यं पृथिव्यादि निगम वाक्येन अप्रत्यक्षमंत मंतवाद आकाशादि आत्मसंविदा स्वानुभवेन सर्वं चिद्भिन्नं दृश्यं आद्यन्तवत् असच्च इति ज्ञात्वा इत्यर्थः. So you have to see everything is beginning and ending. What is that you have to see? So idam प्रत्यक्षेण अनुमानेन निगमेन आत्मसंविदा आद्यन्तवत् असत् ज्ञात्वा. बहुत अच्छा दिया एक्चुअली. ये एक्चुअली लॉजिक बहुत मजा आता है ये सब. रियली इट्स टेक्निकल. Advaitins, their sadhana is very, it's not easy for the, some लोग से हो नहीं पाएगा actually. It's very complex and very tough. Becoming jnani is so difficult. Perfect. They think Vaishnavas, they are simply a bogus. These people are just enjoying the same thing what we reject. and they laugh. These people are so, on the name of spirituality, just they're enjoying everything. And they feel pity on us. But Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam. Like Sanat Kumar explains, na, 22nd chapter, 4th canto, about the Jnanis. So wonderfully. But finally, what he says, Yat pada palasa pankaja vilas. Yeah. So, what is the target? this world is having beginning and ending. Adyantavat. Adyantavat means having beginning and ending. So you have to realize this by pratyaksha, by anumana, by nigama. Shabda. Nigama means shabda. Shruti. Nigama means shabda. Shabda pramana. By swasamvida. Atma samvida. Acha. Atma samvida. By realizing the Atma. Self-realization. Samvida. Atma samvit. That means self-realization. So example, how to realize this world is having beginning and ending by pratyaksha. Example is pot. You are seeing pot is made, it is having beginning and also it is having the ending. So like that you can apply to everything. Next. So drishyam prithvyadi. So then next anumana is earth. So see, from the pratyaksha, which is made out of mud, the one object, that pot, that is clearly, that means seen. That means that pot is created. That means having the beginning. Created means is having the beginning, and that pot is also having the ending. Based upon this pratyaksha gnanam, you can apply this to the earth. Earth is also a big chunk of mud only. Yes or no? Made up of mud. So the small object which is made up of mud is having the beginning and ending. So you apply this to the earth. Then earth is also having the beginning and ending. समझ में आया नहीं आया? अरे, if you know, by in the kitchen you are seeing the smoke which is coming from the fire. Okay, so you went to the hill. Now you are seeing the smoke here. Then you didn't see the fire, but still you can say there is fire or not. Similarly, so the object pot, which is made up of, it is made up of mud. Made up of mud. Little portion of mud. So, but it is having the beginning and ending. Pot is having the beginning and ending. That beginning and ending. So now earth is also one kind of big pot. So you apply this. Potness is there in the earth also. It is a small pot made up of mud. This is a big pot made up of mud. It is also having the beginning and ending. It is also having the beginning and ending. Anumana is like this. Next, nigama. Nigama. Nigama means Suvedas. What nigama vakyena pratyaksham antavad akashadi apratyaksham. So from Shruti we are hearing Shruti statements, Vedic statements. They are saying akashadi, which are you cannot see. You can see this pot and so you can see the earth. So you can apply pratyaksha and anumana where objects you can see and you can perceive. But the objects which are not perceivable, those example is sky, space. Can you perceive the space? You cannot perceive the space. Akash. Akash. Are you able to see Akash? Akash is not having any. No. So No form. So you cannot see. Then, but this is Shruti statements are saying. So Akash is also having the, which is not directly seen, beginning and ending. So that's why. So through the Shruti, next Atma Samvida. That means Swa Anubhavena. Swayam Chid Binnam Drishyam Adyantavat Asaccha iti gnatva. So even by the by own experience, So by own experience, what one should understand? Sarvam Chidbinnam. That means which is other than Chit. Which is other than Chit is having beginning and ending. Like this, one should also realize is having so beginning and ending. So like this, one through pratyaksha, anumana, negama, and by own experience. So see that this whole world is having beginning and ending, and very freely. That means he should reject this complete this trividyam, and always meditate on Sat. Next sloka. Sri Buddha Uvacha Naivatmano na dehasya samsrutir drashtu drushayo anatmasva drushorisha kasya syadupalabhyate. Sri Uddhava said, my dear Lord, it is not possible for this material existence to be the experience of either the soul who is the seer or of the body which is seen object. On the one hand, the spirit soul is innately endowed with perfect knowledge, and on other hand, the material body is not a conscious living entity. To whom then does this experience of material existence pertain? Uddhava is also becoming gnani and putting question. Very intellectual question. He's saying that seer and seen. Seer is what? Who is seer? Atma. Seen is this body. So what he is saying? Naiva atmanah na dehasya samsritihi. So this material entanglement for whom, my dear Lord? You tell me. Because Atma is a seer, is Atma, is Chit. And this Deha, that means seen, is also is Anatma, is Achit. Then to whom this samsara you are saying? The samsara belongs to whom? This is a question. Question is clear actually. Clear? Not clear?
Prabhu, again repeat it, please. Question.
बोर्ड में लिखेंगे. Uddhava's question. 10th Uddhava question. What is this? He is saying two things are there. This is soul. He is also known as seer. And this is body, which is seen. Is seen. Okay. This seer is Chit. Is Atma. This is Achit. Anatma. And his question is, so material entanglement, samsruti. Material entanglement is for whom? Is it for this or is it for this? Whom? This is chit. It cannot have any entanglement. This is jada. It cannot have. 11th sloka, na, this is 10, na? Okay. Nanu adyantyoh asatvepi madhye yavat sattvam pratiyate tavat kasya samsarah syat drashti drishyo va itya. In the 9th sloka, we have seen that this whole creation is having the world is having whole material creation is having beginning and ending. Beginning and ending is there. That means beginning and ending is there, but in between it is appearing. Yes. Then this is appearing. Pratiyate tavat kasya samsarah. Then it is appearing. Then this samsara. This appearing means is there. In between it is there, but beginning, ending, but between it is there. Na, that means world is there. Then because of this world, this material creation, because of that material creation, so who is getting the samsara? Who is getting samsara? Who is getting samsara? That means entanglement. Is it that samsara belongs to the soul or body? Like that he is asking. That samsara belongs to, so whom actually? Drashtru drishyoho, drashtra jivaha drishyaha dehaha tayoh dvayoh api samsritirna sambhavati. Kutaha anatma sadrishyoho dehaha hi anatma jadaha tasya samsara dukkha dukkasya asambhavat jiva hi swadruk swataha siddha gnanaha swatasya gnanopal upasambhavat mastu. That means, but this is atma is swadruk. That means is full of knowledge. It is full of knowledge and it cannot have any samsara and is completely jada and it cannot have any pain. So it cannot, that means it cannot also have the samsara. Samsara means having the pain. This is completely inert material body. It cannot have pain. Samsara means pain. So soul is full of bliss and full of knowledge. It cannot also have the samsara. Then, but we are seeing the samsara in between. Then that is meant for whom? Okay. So next. Atmavyayo gunaha suddha. Atmavyayo guna suddha swayam jyotiranavrita agnivaddharuvat chiddeha. Nani agnivaddharuvat deha kasyeha samsruti. The spirit soul is inexhaustible, transcendental, pure, self-luminous, and never covered by anything material. It is like fire, but the non-living material body, like firewood, is dull and unaware. So in this world, who is that actually undergoes the experience of material life? So here Hetu that's this cannot have, because it's full of Swayam Jyotihi. That means it's full of knowledge and it is complete inert material. Then this samsruti, that means this material entanglement, that is material pain, is meant for whom? For this or this? It's not possible for both. Like this, Uddhava is asking questions. Now Krishna has to answer this. 12th. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Yavadehendriya Pranair Atmana Sannikarshanam Samsara Palavanstava Apardopyavyeke Avivekinaha The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, as long as the foolish spirit soul remains attracted to the material body, senses, and vital force, his material existence continues to flourish, although it is ultimately meaningless. Yes. अभी एसी आ गए ना, थोड़ा समय रहेंगे, 1 घंटा पूरा करके जाएंगे. क्योंकि जयदामोदर प्रभु, I give 8 days for him. So, 8 days means 20, 24th and 23rd, Monday. Monday is 25th. 25th he will start, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30. 30 he may take, may not. So, and 2, 3. Total 8 days. 8 days, 12th canto. So he may give first 3 chapters self-study, just overview he will give. And after that you can do self-study. But wherever technicalities are there, that's the descriptions. Yes. Markandeya's discussions are there. There he will explain. Yeah, those things. And Atra Visargo, Atra Sargo Visarga, that will be the self-study. Because already we discussed that in the second chapter, second canto. Like this. Lakshanas of Mahapurana. 10 characteristics. It's like that will finish by May 3rd. So for that I should finish by Saturday, if not on Sunday. I will finish, no problem. Abhi chalo. Ab kya bol rahe hain? What Krishna is saying? So Krishna is saying here, it's clear actually. Why then the samsara is for whom then? When soul is get attracted to this in the illusion. So that means the person till what time he'll be seeing the silver in this shell, till time as long as he have the ignorance. So same way here, as long as one is not able to understand, that means everything is one, not able to realize, till the time he will be having this. That Atma. Nityabhuta sama phalavan, phalati. Nanu asangasya kutah sambandha tatraha avivekinah ajnanakruta ityardaha. So next sloka 13. So अर्ध्येह्य विद्यमानेऽपि संसृतिर्न निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयानस्य स्वप्नेनर्थागमो यथा. Actually the living entity is transcendental to material existence, but because of his mentality of lording it over material nature, his material existence initial condition doesn't cease, and just as in a dream he is affected by all sorts of disadvantages. अभी से अभी फास्ट चले जाएंगे. ननु देहादीनाम असत्वात् कुतः तैः संबंधः यतः संसारः स्यात् तत्र आहा अर्थे वस्तुनि अविद्यमाने असत्यपि संसृतिः स्यादेव यथा स्वप्ने मिथ्याभूतेऽपि विषयाध्यायिनः जनस्य अनर्थागमः व्याघ्र सर्पादि भयानुभवः. So example is given. So here the point is, you see, Dvaitam is completely temporary, is illusion. But then why he is getting the entanglement with for this? Example is given like this. Yeah, this soul is yes real, that is a Brahman, and this body is illusion. But still why? So he is getting entanglement. So its example is given the dream. In the dream we are seeing the tiger, and because of that we are getting fear or not, but that object is not there, but still we are getting the fear. The same way this material world is also not there, but it is giving the fear, samsruti, to the Atma, which is not realizing, which didn't realize till now the Brahman. Next, yatha hya pratibuddhasya prasavapo bahvanartha brut Saeva pratibuddhasya na vai mohaya kalpate. Although while dreaming, a person experiences many undesirable things, upon awakening, he is no longer confused by the dream experiences. So, till in the dream, he is experiencing the fear. Once he is waking up, no fear. Similarly, till the time you didn't get the Brahmagnanam, you have this material samsara and fear. And once you got the Brahmagnanam, everything is out. शोक हर्ष भय क्रोध लोभ मोह स्पृहादयः अहंकारस्य दृश्यन्ते जन्म मृत्युश्च नात्मनः. Lamentation, elation, fear, anger, greed, confusion and hankering, as well as birth and death, are experiences of the false ego and not the pure soul. These are all, even false ego, mind, intelligence, everything is Dvaitam. It is completely because of illusion only. So the pain is also illusion, those are also illusion, everything is illusion. देहेन्द्रिय प्राण मनोभिमानो जीवोऽन्तरात्मा गुण कर्म मूर्ति सूत्रं महानित्युरदावयता संसारादावति कालतन्त्रः. The living entity who falsely identifies with his body, senses, life, air, and mind, and who dwells within these coverings, assumes the form of his own material condition, qualities, and work. He is designated variously in relation to that total material energy, and thus, under the strict control of supreme time, he is forced to run here and there within material existence. So this living entity falsely identifies because of ajnana. Falsely identifies. Nanu yadi soka हर्षादयो अहंकार सेव धर्माः न तु आत्मनः तर्हि कथम आत्मा तान् धर्मान् स्वीकृत्य संसार दुःखम् अनुभवति न हि कश्चित् सुख स्वदुःखार्थं पर धर्मम् उपादत्ते इत्याह देहेति. So that means this, the pain, pleasure, these, that, all are belong to, these are all qualities of whose? Qualities of mind and ahankara and this. But Atma is not having these qualities. That means pain, pleasure, these, that are not qualities of the Atma. Yes, Atma ji. These are all qualities of Ahankara and others. Ahankara saiva dharmaha, natu Atmanaha. This Soka, Moha, Bhaya, Krodha, all these are all dharmas of Ahankara, not the Atma. So, but Atma what? Falsely accepting those qualities on him. दूसरों के क्वालिटीज को आप खुद पर लागू करके वैसा फील करना. You are not a king, but you are imposing those qualities of kingship, and you are simply thinking that, hey, I am king, I am king, I am prime minister. Like that, if you say, then what will think? People will think you are as mad. Same Atma is also accepting the qualities of Ahankara, false ego, upon himself, and falsely is feeling, oh, I am sorry, I am feeling pain, I am feeling that, this. These are all completely it's a foolishness. Aviveki. Atmanah ahankara eva jivaha जीवोपाधि गुण कर्माभ्याम. यही नहीं, कौन सा 16 ना? हाँ चाहिए. तदा वो संसारे निमित्ते आधावति जीवात्मान स्वधर्मान ग्राहितुं प्राप्तः भवति. कालतंत्रः कथयति काल ईश्वर तदधीनः कीदृश सेम 16 only. कीदृश देहादि शब्दैः उरुदैव ज्ञानशास्त्रेण गीतः देहश्च इन्द्रियाणि च प्राणाश्च मनश्च तेषां द्वन्द्वैक्यम् अंतरात्मा बुद्धिः तेन बाल देह बलाद एव अहंकार लक्षणया अविद्यया निबध्य जीवः संसार दुःखे पात्यते इति भावः. What Jnana Shastras are saying? Jnana Shastras are clearly saying that this Atma, so Jnana Shastrena Gitaha. That means Gitaha. Gitaha means what? Kena Gita means sung. It is sung by whom? Jnana Shastras. Jnana Shastras, what they are saying? So this Atma, foolishly, falsely, it is accepting the qualities of the mind. So Ahankara, mind and senses and so on. So qualities of all these it is accepting on its own, and unnecessarily it is getting the pain and pleasure. So Yeah. Dehascha indriyani pranascha manasya tesham dvandvaikyam antaratma buddhihi tena baladeva. That means because of this false ego, this Atma is accepting qualities of body and upon himself. Forced actually. This Atma is forced to accept. So these all qualities of body on itself, own qualities, by the false ego. Okay. So accepting and avidyaya nibhadyate jivaha. So then like this is jivatma and it is avidya. So nibhadyate, like this jivatma is conditioned. Next, अमूलमेतद्बहुरूपरूपितं मनोवचः प्राणशरीरकर्म ज्ञानासीनोपासनयाशितेन चित्वा मुनिर्गां विचरत्य तृष्णा. Very easy. This, although the false ego has no factual basis, this false ego is not having any factual basis. That means this nirmula. That means these are all having no base. It is perceived in many forms as the functions of mind, speech, life, air, and bodily faculties, but with the sword of transcendental knowledge. That means everything is one. Brahman is Nirguna Nirvishesh Chinmatra Satta, is only the one. And everything, whatever I am saying, is completely because of which is baseless, which is ignorance, because of my ignorance, because of not having this fact, because not realizing this fact. That means Brahman is Chinmatra Satta. So everywhere is there. Not realizing this, because of that only I am getting this. So like this, he is fully, that means firmly. So he is accepting this. Then what will happen? With that sword, with that knowledge, so he has to cut this false ego with this sword of knowledge. So this knowledge, how he will get? He will be getting the Guru, Shishya, and this is Kastam, and this is fire. With this fire, this knowledge, you take this knowledge and cut it. Same, whatever is said, this briefing, na? Previously said, knowledge is briefed here once again. That's the thing. Then cut it. Then you will be also feeling yourself, realizing Brahman. Brahmamakkate Parabrahma.
You cut it so fast, Prabhu.
Gnanam viveko nigamastapascha pratyakshamaitihyamatanumanam adyantayorasya yadeva kevalam kalascha hetuscha tadeva madhye. One second, I am going to that. What's the other? तच्च ज्ञानं विवेकः एव तस्य साधनान्याः निगमः वेदः तपः स्वधर्मः प्रत्यक्षं स्वानुभवः ऐतिह्यम् उपदेशः अनुमानं तर्कः फलम् आह. So what we need to get this sword? What you need, Pratatma Prabhu? To get this sword, what you need? Tell me. How sword you will get? Guru, Shruti, and Tarka, logic. So that is it. Same thing is repeated here. Same thing. So how to get this sword? The sword. That means Tacha Gnanam Vivekah Eva Tasya Sadhana. So Vivekah Eva. So Tasya Sadhananyaha. So how to get this sword? What are the means to get this sword? This is Gnan ki talwar. How to get this? Because this is possible by tapaha. So nigamaha. That is Shruti, Vedaha. Next, Nigamaha, Tapascha. Tapaha. Also, one more thing you should add here. Tapaha, austerities. Next, Pratyaksham, Swanubhavaha. Pratyaksham. So we have seen in previously also how to realize this material world is having ending and so starting and beginning and ending. Like that. Pratyaksha is needed or not? And also Aitihyam. Aitihyam means upadesh. Guru ka upadesh. Guru upadesh. Aitihyam means Guru upadesh. This is coming. Next, what do you need? Anumanam means tarka. Tarka, this is logic. Everything came or not? Guru upadesh, nigamaha, tarka. Anumanam means tarka. Extra is tapaha and pratyaksha. By all these means, you are going to get this sword. आद्यन्तयोः अस्य जगतः यदेव तदेव केवलं मध्येपि न तु जगत् तदेव कालं. So that means, what is the logic? This material world is having the beginning. Is having the beginning and also having the ending. That means, before that means this point you take, this is a certain point. Before to this T1 time you take, and this is so T10 you take. Before T1 first to second, this is not there. Here it is not there. After this T10 also is not there. That means in between also is not there. Yes or no? बोलते नहीं यार इसी केस. इसकी पहले है क्या? ये इस एक सेकंड पहले सेकंड मान लीजिए T1 के पहले है क्या ये? नहीं. ये कल मान लीजिए कल. और ये कल. Yesterday, you take it yesterday. This is so tomorrow. So day before yesterday, like take this pot you take pot. Pot is made yesterday. Day before yesterday that pot is there. Day before yesterday that pot was there. So tomorrow this pot will be broken. Okay. What time? Sometime. Okay. Day after tomorrow, the pot will be there. Pot will be there. No. So that means it is not there day before yesterday. It will not be there. So day after tomorrow. That means it is not there in between also. Not there. Just this illusion. Like this, you should understand logic. अगर अननेसेसरली आप लोगों का कंफ्यूज ना करें. भगवान कर रहे कंफ्यूज. यथा हिरण्यम सकृतं पुरस्तात् पश्चाच्च सर्वस्य हिरण्मयस्य तदेव मध्ये व्यवहार्यमाणं नानापदेशैरहमस्य तद्वत्. Same. What I said is explained here. Gold one. So gold alone is present before it's manufactured into gold products. The gold alone remains after products destruction. And the gold alone is essential reality while it is being utilized under various designations. Similarly, I alone exist before creation and of this universe and after its destruction and during its maintenance. समझ में आया? सब ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म, एकदम ब्रह्म, सब कुछ ब्रह्म. ब्रह्म मक्कटी. This is gold. Gold का what do you say? ना gold का है नहीं मुद्दा. What do you say? What do you say? Gold ముద్ర ఏమంటారు?
An ingot. 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 Ingot.
ప్రభు?
It's called an ingot. INGOT. Ingot.
What, Prabhu?
You're talking like gold mudda means it's an ingot. INGOT.
IN.
NGOT. Ingot.
ये तो मुझे पता नहीं. Gold. Gold ingot. Okay. Gold ingot. So in between it is necklace. क्या necklace कैसे बनाना है necklace? Okay. अरे इसको अरे rope को इसको रख. See, this is gold ingot chunk actually, and now by the goldsmith it is made into a jewel. It's a jewel. Made into jewel. Then after that, it is destroyed and made once again into gold chunk. This ingot, whatever. That means beginning it is there, ending it is there. But in between you are just seeing the sum. So sometime you are seeing the some in this in the form of this, but originally this only is there. Originally is this only will be the final. So yata hiranyam swakrutam purasthat paschat sarvasya hiranyamaya tadeva madhye. So now you come to this is Lord Chinmatra Satta Nirguna Nirvishesha Chinmatra Satta. This is, and at the ending also Chinmatra Satta. In between you are seeing the material world. Material world. So whatever you are seeing this material world in between, this is actually what? It's illusion. Because whatever is there beginning and ending, that will be only there in the middle also. But you are seeing material world means that is because of your ignorance. In between also you should see what? Chinmatra Satta. Yes. So a real person will not see that. If you give the goldsmith, he will see this also. He will give value for this based upon what? Based upon the gold ingot. He will not see any design or design. The expert. Similarly, Gnani will see that beginning is Chinmatra Satta, ending also Chinmatra Satta. Now why I have to see varieties? This is also Chinmatra Satta. But I am seeing varieties means I am in illusion. So the real goldsmith, expert goldsmith will not see. That means, but poor, innocent, ignorant people. So he will they will see the design and they will give 10,000 rupees extra. This is 10,000 and they will give 10 plus 10, 20,000 they give. But goldsmith will give how much? 10,000 only he will give. But ignorant people will give the customers 20,000. So foolish people, they give bhava to this material world. But Jnanis, they don't give any value for variegatedness. They see only Chinmatra Satta. Okay, next sloka. Vijnanameta trivaya, what is that? Triyavastamanga gunatrayam karana karya kartru samanvayena vitirekataschya yenaiva turyena tadeva satyam. The material mind manifests in three phases of consciousness: wakefulness, sleep, and deep sleep, which are products of three modes of nature. The mind further appears in three different roles: the perceiver, the perceived, and the regulator of perception. Thus, the mind is manifested variously throughout these threefold designations, but it is the fourth factor, existing separately from all this, that alone constitutes the absolute truth. So, what is said here? Above, so much written. तदेवं कार्यस्य कारणमात्रात्मकतं कारणमात्रात्मकताम् उक्त्वा प्रकाशस्य प्रकाशमात्रात्मकताम् आहा विज्ञानं बुद्धितत्त्वं तिस्रः जागराद्याः अवस्था यत् यत्र तत् त्रियवस्थं व्याडिगालवयोः मतेन याकर व्यवधानं तदवस्थाकरणभूतं यत् गुणत्रयं यच्च कारणकार्य कर्तृ कारणम् अध्यात्मं अधिभूतं कर्तृ अधिदैवम् एवं गुणत्रयकार्यभूतं त्रिविधं जगत् एतत् येन तुर्येण स्वसामान्यज्ञानमेत्रेण समन्वयेन भवति येन अनुगतं प्रकाशते इत्यर्थः तमेवं भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य अच्छा 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 ये सब नहीं जरूरत नहीं चलिए अभी हम बोलेंगे सो व्हाट इज देयर सो दिस सो जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति these three are because of three modes. That is sattva guna is cause for the jagrat, rajoguna is cause for the swapna, and tamoguna is cause for sushupti. So these three are the because of the three modes, but these are all not real. Actually, what is our real situation? So real state of the consciousness is what? That is turiya stage. So turiya stage, that is fourth. Turiya means fourth stage. That is nothing but so self. Gunatrayam. That means one should know that Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti are because of out of modes. So those are all not real. So one should. So Yenaiva Turyena Tadeva Satyam. But this Turya is only the Satyam. So one should know this. Next, Nayat Purastaduta Yanna Paschan Madhye Chatanna Vyapadesha Matram Bhutam Prasiddham Cha Parena Yatya Tadeva Tatsyaditi Me Manisha. That which didn't exist in the past and will not exist in the future also has no existence of its own for the period of its duration, but is only a superficial designation. My opinion, whatever is created and revealed by something else is ultimately only that other thing. So something is not there in the past and something will not be there in the future, but it is there now means that is simply a illusion. That's only temporary existence. That's the illusion. So this is the point he is saying. That is superficial designations. That means what is Satyam, which is there in the three kalas. That means which is there in the past, which will be there, which is there in the present, and which will be there in the future. Then that is only the Satyam. So Nirgun Nirvishesh Chinmatra Satta was there in the past, is there in the future, it will be in the future, also it is there now. But this material creation in between, this material creation is not there before to this. That means it's not there in the past, it will not be there in the future, but it is there now. Then that is not Satyam. Satyam means which should exist in three kalas. Okay. Okay, that is the point is said here. Kalatraye avyabhicharinah satyatvam uktam. Vyabhicharinastu asatyam. That means which is there in the three kalas, that is Satyam. Which is not there, that is Asatyam. Kya logics? अच्छा लग रहा है? दत्तात्रेय प्रभु आज कुछ बोल ही नहीं रहे, बोली बंद हो गई उनका, छोड़ दिया एक्चुअली पूरा। अनन्य भक्ति के अतिरिक्त और कल आएगा आपका, कल आएगा आपका भक्ति योग ज्ञान। ही डजंट हैव एनी इंटरेस्ट इन ज्ञान, ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम। Tirumala today didn't sleep actually. He opened his eyes 10 times, expanded, and he is hearing. I was surprised actually because ideki one gnani and one bhakta. जो सही नहीं बोल रहा हूँ क्या? बाप रे, ये और बहुत है लेकिन इंटेलेक्चुअल ज्ञानी आप। अविद्यमानोऽप्यवभासते यो वैकारिको राजससर्ग एष ब्रह्म स्वयं ज्योतिरतो विभाति ब्रह्मेन्द्रियार्थात्मविकारचित्रम्। Although thus not existing in reality, this manifestation of transformations created from the mode of passion appears real because the self-manifested, self-luminous absolute truth exhibits himself in the form of the material variety of the senses, the sense objects, the mind, and the elements of physical nature. एवं सामान्यतः कार्य प्रकाशयोः कारण प्रकाशाभ्याम अभेदम व्युत्पाद्य प्रस्तुते तद उभय सविवेक पूर्वकं प्रपंचस्य ब्रह्माभेदम आह अविद्यमानः प्राग असन्नपि यः अयम् अवभासते विद्यमानत्वेन भाति वैकारिकः विकारेभ्यो महदादिभ्यो जातः स एष राजसर्गः। That means राजससर्गः रजोद्वारेण ब्रह्म तु स्वयं स्वतः सिद्धं न तु कार्यं ज्योतिः प्रकाशम् अतः हेतोः इंद्रियाणि च अर्थाः तन्मात्राणि च आत्मा मनश्च विकाराः पंचभूतानि च एतैश्च चित्रं विश्वम् इदं ब्रह्मैव भाति इति। Because of the rajoguna, so this actually what every in the beginning and also before the beginning, after the ending, even now, everywhere, every time, what is there? Chinmatra Satta is there. But this, whatever you are seeing, these 23 elements, Ahankara, Mahat Ahankara, all the Panch Tanmatras, Panch Jnanendriya, these, that, all, these are all what? These are all made up of the modes, these of the Rajodware, Rajo Sansargena, Rajo Raja Sansargaha. Rajasansargah eshaha avidyamanah api avabhasate. It is not there, but still it is appearing. This material creation, this 23 elements creation is not there actually. Avidyamanah is not there. Before it is not there, but it is appearing. It appearing. Avidyamanah api avabhasate yah vaikarih rajasargah eshaha brahma swayam jyotir atah vibhati brahmendriyarthatmika vikara chitram. What it means? So vidyamanattvena bhati, that means even it is not there, but it is appears like it is there. Etat etaihi chitram vishwamidam brahmaiva bhati. So it appears like Brahman. This is chitram. It is very vikara. Chitram is there na word. It's very surprising. Our chitram means vishwamidam brahmaiva bhati. एनर्जी हो गया, आज ज्यादा चिल्लाए। कितना है? 44। अभी मैं गियर बदल दे रहा हूँ, 4th गियर। एवं स्फुटं ब्रह्म विवेक हेतुभिः परापवादेन विशारदेन चित्वात्मसन्देहमुपारमेता स्वानन्दतुष्टो किल कामुकेभ्यः. Thus, clearly understanding by discriminating logic the unique position of the absolute truth, one should expertly refute one's misidentification with matter and cut to pieces all doubts about the identity of the self. Becoming satisfied in the soul's natural ecstasy, one should desist from all lusty engagements of material senses. He is summarizing. You should understand the reality. So, like Chinmatra Satta is only real, everything is illusion. So, so that one should desist from all lusty engagements of material senses. Okay, this is clear. नात्मा वपुः पार्थिवमिन्द्रियाणि देवाह्यसुर्वायुर्जलम् हुताशः मनोन्नमात्रं दिशणा च सत्त्वम् अहं कृतिः खं क्षितिरर्थसाम्यम्. The material body made of earth is not the true self, nor the senses, their presiding demigods, or the air of life, nor is the external air, water, or fire, or one's mind. All these are simply matter. Similarly, neither one's intelligence, matter, material consciousness, nor ego, nor the elements of elements of ether or earth, nor the objects of sense perception, nor even the primal state of material equilibrium can be considered the actual identity of the soul. Okay, so he's summarizing. These are all. Soul means not the body, not the mind, not the senses, not the earth, water, fire. No, soul is Chinmatra Satta, which is different from you. Samahitaika karanair gunatmabir guno bhaven mutsavikta dhamna vikshipyamanairuttakim no dushanam ghanairupetairvigatairavekim. So for one who has properly realized my personal identity as a supreme Godhead, what credit is there if his senses, mere products of the material modes, are perfectly concentrated in meditation? And on the other hand, what blame is incurred if his senses happen to become agitated? Indeed, what does it mean to the sun if the clouds come and go? So it is said here, once one is completely fixed in the Brahman, so then for him the hesitation of senses is nothing but what? Like clouds coming and going in front of the sun. Is there any effect for the sun? No. Similarly, there is no effect of this hesitation of the senses in the person who has properly realized the Brahman. Just he is saying, by realization of the Brahman, for him the agitation of the senses is nothing. They are not going to harm him. Either se bhi commentary nahi hai. There is no commentary from here onwards. Yes, it's very less, almost all negligible. It's nothing. Okay. Yato nabo vayanalambu burgunair gata gatair vartu gunair na sajjate tataksharam satvarajastamo malair aham mate samsriti hetu param. Translation: the sky may display the various qualities of air, fire, water, and earth that pass through it, as well as such qualities as heat and cold, which continually come and go with the seasons. At the sky is never entangled with any of these qualities. Similarly, the supreme absolute truth is never entangled with the contaminations of goodness, passion, and ignorance, which cause the material transformations of the false ego. So like you see, sky is not affected by air, fire, whatever is there, is not affected. Sky is sky only. Similarly, supreme personality of Godhead, that means Brahman, Chirmatra Satta, is not affected by any modes. Tathapi sangha parivarjaniyo guneshu maya rachiteshu tavat mad bhakti yogena drudena yavat rajo nirasyeta manah kashayaha. Nevertheless, until By firmly practicing devotional service to me, one has completely eliminated from his mind all contamination of material passion. One must very carefully avoid associating with the material modes which are produced by my illusory energy. Why bhakti is coming here? Hmm? Why bhakti is coming here? So, mukta vad asamyak gnani na yatheshtam acharyad ityah dvabhyam guneshu visheshu rajah ragaha. Asamyak gnani. That means here what is said in this 27th chapter, asamyak gnani means he didn't become perfect gnani. So that means he's not able to so completely come to the realization that Brahman is only, Chinmatra Satta is only everywhere. Because still there is a contamination. He's seeing the modes, effect of the modes. He's being influenced by the modes. Then what he has to do to come out from that modes? He has to do bhakti. So that's why bhakti is here supporting for the क्या बोल रहा हूँ जीवन मुक्त. He didn't realize even that. So Jivan Mukta also didn't come. He is affected by the modes. I am saying Jivan Mukta affected by modes. He is affected by the modes. He is improper gnani. So then to remove that contamination, then what he has to do? अरे भक्ति भाई, अब क्या बोल रहा हूँ, भक्ति. Yeah. So by this bhakti, so that's why jnanis also follow bhakti just to purify the heart. This is the point. They will use this as a tool. Yatha mayo sadhu chikitsito nrunam punah punah santu datik prarohan evam mano pakva kashaya karma kuyoginam vidyati sarvasangam. Just as an improperly treated diseases recur and gives repeated distress to the patient, the mind that is not completely purified of its perverted tendencies will remain attached to material things and repeatedly torment the imperfect yogi. The same thing. This imperfect yogi he is. I will write here. Imperfect gnani. Okay. So imperfect gnani will be affected by the modes. So that's why he should do bhakti. Bhakti, devotion. Okay, next. Kuyogino ye vitanya ragai hitantarayair manushya bhutais tridashopasrushtaihi te praktanabhyasa balena bhuyo yunjanti yogam natu karma tantram. Sometimes the process of imperfect transcendentalist is checked by attachment to family members, disciples, or others who are sent by envious demigods for that purpose. Even demigods are not leaving the jnanis also, because jnanis also cross their houses, and go further upward. So that's why demigods are very much having enviousness towards the jnanis also. Hey, you should not go. So that's why they are sending beautiful girls and money, these, that. Tarangarangini. Tarangarangini will be there. In the devotion, will be having a bhajana kriya, Tarangarangini. So like this, sometimes attachment for the disciples, jnanis may get. So this kind of different antarayahi. Antarayahi means obstacles, abstractions. So they will be giving abstractions. But one, on the strength of their accumulated advancement, such imperfect transcendentalists will resume their practice of yoga in the next life. If they die, that imperfect yogi not able to reach the Brahman finally, Jivan Mukta, he should first become Jivan Mukta, then after that Brahman, then he will go for next life. They will never again be trapped in the network of fruity work. Then they will not, they will not come to this block once again. They will be directly here only. Many. From the day one, they will be Chodha sab kar. Maya, everything is Maya. Out. Karoti karma kriyate cha jantu kena pyasau chodita anipatat na tatra vidvan prakrita stitopi nivrutta trishna swasukanu bhutya. An ordinary living entity performs material work and is transformed by the reaction to such work. Thus, he is driven by various desires to continue working fruitively up to the very moment of his death. A wise person, however, having experienced his own constitutional bliss, gives up all material desires and doesn't engage in fruitive work. So, who will be doing the fruitive work? Karmis. So, Karmis will be doing. That means who they are enjoying the result, the results of that work. Ordinary living entity. But this gnani, that means yoga improper gnani, yoga brashta gnani. So that he will never come to it. He is not a ordinary living entity. He is already in this path. So then, so he will only for ordinary living entities. Next life will be the karmi life. What is it? Okay, next. तिष्ठन्तमासीनमुतव्रजन्तं शयानुमुक्षन्तमदन्तमन्नं स्वभावमन्यत् किमपीहमानम् आत्मानमात्मस्तमतिर्न वेद. The wise man whose consciousness is fixed in the self doesn't even notice his own bodily activities while standing, sitting, walking, lying down, urinating, eating, or performing other bodily functions. He understands that the body is acting according to its own nature. So he's just, Krishna is explaining here. So Gnani how behaves, and that means a wise person who understood this reality, this temporary world, this is a illusion. So such a person sees that everything is, modes are acting and this body is acting, but he never get any entanglement or attachment for those. He never. So that's why he never see this swabhava. That means ultimate point is what? He will never see. He will never have do the pricing or criticizing based upon the nature. Based upon the one's nature. Yadisma pashyatya sad indriyartham nananumanena viruddha manyat namanyeta vastutaya manishi swapnam yatotaya virodadhanam. Krishna also all the time he repeats, everything. Like in the class, I also repeat everything in all the whole book, here and there, here and there, here and there. All the time repeating. Yeah. So much repetition. In the Bhagavad itself is so much repetition. 80% is repetition. Only this diagram you should learn. This is enough. But he's again and again, every speaker and listener discussing same thing. Actually. Same. Only if you learn 500 or maximum 1000 slokas, enough. Everything is repetition. So okay. Although a self-realized soul may sometimes see an impure object or activity, he doesn't accept it as real. A self-realized person doesn't act it as real. It may be impure or perfect, no problem. By logically understanding impure sense objects to be based on illusory material dualities, the intelligent person sees them to be contrary to and distinct from reality. In the same way that a man awakening from the sleep views his fading dream. So see, that's like a dream. So after getting up dream, so you'll be just seeing the things once again like that. Yeah, it's like after dream or waking up from the dream. So how you will be seeing the things which are seen in the dream. Same way, one whose the self-realization happened, who realized, so he'll be seeing this whole world as a dream. I mean, after getting up dream, how you see this objects seen in the dream, the same way he sees. Purvam gruhitam gunakarma chitram agnanamatmanya viviktamanga nivartate tat punarikshayaiva nagruhyate napi visrujya atma. Material science, which expands into many varieties by the activities of the modes of nature, is wrongly accepted by the conditioned soul to be identical with the self. But through the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, my dear Uddhava, this same science fades away at the time of liberation. The eternal self, on the other hand, is never assumed and never abandoned. This clear? Same point is repeated. So conditioned souls only they accept the qualities of the mind, body, or the false ego on their self, not the liberated souls. Liberated souls reject everything and go so alone to the Brahman. Yata hi bano hrudayo nirchakshusam tamo nihanyanyatu sadvidatte evam samiksha nipuna sati me yanyatamisram purushasya buddhe. When the sun rises, it destroys the darkness covering men's eyes, but it doesn't create the objects they then see before them, which in fact were existing all along. Similarly, potent factual realization of me will destroy the darkness covering a person's true consciousness. कर देंगे, चिंता मत करो. टोटल 44 है क्या? हाँ 40 44. यथा हि बाणो हृदयो नृचक्षुषा तमो निहन्यत् नत सद्विधत्ते एवं समीक्ष निपुणा सति में ह्यन्यत्तमिश्रम पुरुषस्य बुद्धेः सदा वर्तमान एव आत्मा ज्ञाने सति अप्पो ओके हाँ तो अन्यत् तच्चक्षुः विदत्ते यतः सच्चक्षुः सदैव वर्तमानम् एकरसमेवेति भावः एवं निपुणाः मे समीक्ष दृढं ज्ञानं मदीय विद्या शक्तिरित्यर्थ पुरुषस्य त्वं बुद्धेः बुद्ध्युपहितस्य तमिस्रं ज्ञानावरणमेव हन्यत्. When sun arises, it destroys the darkness covering men's eyes. Okay, but it doesn't create the objects they then see before them. But it doesn't create the objects they then see before them, which in fact were existing all along. Similarly, potent and factual realization of me will destroy the darkness covering of person's true consciousness. So by the sun, what is happening? You are able to see the objects, but whatever is the separating that objects and your eyes is what darkness before coming the sun. By coming suns, the darkness is removed, then your eyes are directly seeing that object. Yes. In the same way, so when you get the Brahman realization, so then what will happen? So objects are not destroyed. Objects are not destroyed. That means material is not destroyed. But your your vision is changed. Like in the case of sun, there was no sun, then your vision is completely is not the darkness. So that's why you are not able to see the fact. So similarly, when you got the Brahmagnanam, this material world is not destroyed. But what? Your vision, your way of seeing is changing. You'll be seeing everything as Brahman, Chinmatar Sat. This is the point. समझ में आया तिरुमला? एवं स्वज्योतिर अजो प्रमेयो मानुभूत सकलानुभूति एको द्वितीयो वचसां विरामे येने शितावासवश्चरन्ति वागसवश्चरन्ति. The Supreme Lord is self-luminous, unborn, and immeasurable. He is pure transcendental consciousness and perceives everything, one without a second. He is realized only after ordinary words cease. By him, the power of speech and the life air are set into motion. It is having a lot of commentary. Huh? Ek minute. Let me see the commentaries, how much big they are. Vishwanath. Only 3 slokas are there having commentary. That 36, 37, 35, 36, 37. उसके बाद और कुछ नहीं. उसके बाद once again rapid. उसके बाद कुछ नहीं. Finish. Only 3 slokas. क्या करें? ये 3 slokas उड़ा दे. चलो 3 slokas ऐसे ही पढ़ के बाकी पूरा कर दूंगा. कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन जरूरत है तो मैं कल क्लास में करूँ. I will do tomorrow, but I will read the translation. I may not be able to explain perfectly because commentary is there, but just basic. The Supreme Lord is self-luminous, unborn, immeasurable. He is pure transcendental consciousness and pursues everything. One without a second, he realized only after ordinary words ceases. That means if you want to realize the Lord, so he is beyond the words. When the ordinary words are ceased, then so he will be realized. By him, the power of speech and the life air are set into motion. That means, see, everything is controlled by him. The thing which is controlled by him, that cannot be used to know him. That's the point. If you want to know him, so you have to go beyond these things which are controlled by him. So that is what? That is by his own mercy, by his own potencies only you will be coming to know. That's the point. One without a second, he is realized only after ordinary words ceases. That means Shruti. When you hear the Upanishad and this, so these are all so nothing but the Lord. So by that you can realize, not by the ordinary words which are controlled by him. एतावानात्मसम्मोहो यद्विकल्पस्तु केवले आत्मनृते स्वात्मानम् अवलम्बो न यस्य हि. Whatever apparent duality is perceived in the self is simply the confusion of the mind. Indeed, such a supposed duality has no basis to rest upon apart from one's own soul. So that means whatever duality we are seeing, that is what? Simply confusion of the mind. It's a baseless. Same point he is mentioning. So indeed, such a supposed duality has no base. यन्नामकृतिभिर्ग्राह्यं पञ्चवर्णमबाधितं व्यर्थेनाप्यर्थवादोऽयं द्वयं पंडितमानिनाम्. These things are, these 3 slokas will come in Paramatma Sandarbha. So discussion. क्या करें, चले जाए. Baba wrote. So in 37, the duality of the 5 material elements is perceived only in the terms of names and forms. Those who say this duality is real are pseudo scholars, vainly proposing fanciful theories without base in fact. So that's why these dualities, these names, these different shapes, all these are all bogus. These poets, they are behind after these so-called beauty, material beauties. Simply is false illusion. So duality. So only pseudo scholars, they accept this as real. Pandita Manina. Yogino pakva yogasya yunjata kaya uttitai upasargair vihanyeta tatrayam vihito vidhi. The physical body of the endeavoring yogi who is not yet mature in his practice may sometimes be overcome by various disturbances. Therefore, the following process is recommended. That means for the improper yogi, so what is needed thing, what he has to do, that is being explained here. Okay. what he has to do. That means he didn't conquer. He didn't conquer his, yes, he didn't reach to the final stage. So such a person, what he has to do is explained here 38th. So 38 tadevam gnana yogam saparekaram nirupi idanim tannishtasya vigna pratikaram aha. That means in the gnana yoga, that means who didn't become perfect, so who is now just traveling in this gnana yoga. So such a person, so how to overcome the various obstacles, so is being explained in the coming slokas, in 3 slokas. What are those? योग धारणया कश्चित् आसनै धारणान्वितै तपो मंत्रौषधै कांश्चित् उपसर्गान् विनिर्दहेत्. Some of these obstructions may be counteracted by yogic meditation or yama niyama. So yogic meditation and or by sitting postures practice together with the concentration on controlled breathing, and other may be counteracted by special austerities, mantras or medicinal herbs. Here, so that means he should do yama, niyama, and some medicines he should eat, jadi butiya, and do this tapasya, these, that. They will be all helping to understand everything is Brahman. कांश्चिन्ममानुध्यानेन नाम संकीर्तनादिभिः योगेश्वरानुवृत्त्या वा अन्यादशुभदान् शनैः. These inauspicious disturbances can be gradually removed by constant remembrance of me, by congregational hearing and chanting of my holy names, or by following the footsteps of great masters of yoga. So he can do bhakti, chanting, to clean his, because his rajoguna is there so much, and sometimes he may get the disturbance, getting attraction for the woman once again, and he may feeling to go back to home. बच्चों के लिए थोड़ा एक बार देख के आ जाए, तो then he has to practice नाम संकीर्तन or otherwise some yoga, yama niyama. So these things. Next, केचित् देहमिमं धीरा सुकल्पं वयसि स्थिरं विधाय विविधोपायैर् अथ युञ्जन्ति सिद्धये. By various methods, some yogis free the body from the disease and old age and keeping it perpetually youthful. They will eat different yoga, they will do the different yoga techniques. By that, you can keep your body youthful. If you become old, practicing gnana sadhanas will be difficult. So that's why they will be doing some techniques, this kind of techniques. Thus, they engage in yoga for the purpose of achieving material mystic perfections. Sometimes they may deviate also and go to the deviated by the that's siddhis. Nahi tat kushaladrityam tada yaso hyaparthakah antavat charirasya falasyeva vanaspate. This mystic bodily perfection is not valued very highly by those expert in transcendental knowledge. Indeed, they consider endeavor for such a perfection useless, since the soul, like a tree, is permanent, but the body is like a tree's fruit, is subject to destruction. So some people, they get attraction for this. So these mystics, they try to use these mystic techniques to ultimately get the Brahman realization, to overcome the obstacles, but they may get attraction. The mystic bodily perfection is not valued very highly by those expert in transcendental knowledge. So that's why Krishna is saying that, so real persons will not get attraction for these side products which are coming from the Ashtanga yoga and other process. Indeed, they consider endeavor for such perfections useless. They don't go behind. Simply the summary is, they don't go behind the mystic powers. They will do yoga just to overcome some obstacles in the path of Jnana. Yogam nishevato nityam kayaschet kalpata dhyaya. Although the physical body may be improved by various processes of yoga, an intelligent person who has dedicated his life to me doesn't place his faith in the prospect of perfecting his physical body through yoga, and in fact he gives up such processes. But he's giving precautions actually. So you need the fitting body to do the practicing the yoga. For that you are doing some techniques, some jadi booty, this that you are eating. But you should not get attraction for the having the once again fit body and going another direction. This should not. This is the obstacle for the another obstacle is coming. So that is he is saying. Don't get deviated. Yogacharyami mam yogi vicharan madapashrayah nanantarairvihanyeta nispruhasva sukhanubhu. The yogi who has taken shelter of me remains free from hankering because he experiences the happiness of the soul within. Thus, while executing this process of yoga, he is never defeated by obstacles. So actually what he is saying in this sloka, no, this he is saying something important here. Let us wait. Baba, why you didn't write anything? Tat kaya kalvatvam. So the yogi who has taken shelter of me remains free from. That means who reached the Brahman, who took fully fixed in the Brahman, free from hankering because he experiences happiness of the soul within. So don't understand that he is surrendering to the Krishna and don't mix that philosophy. Who fixed in the Brahman. Finally, he fixed in that Brahman, then there is no hankering. Free from hankering because of experience of happiness. Finally, he reached. That is the point. Who is not reached, then he is hankering for the different results. So then he may get deviated. According to Sridhar Swami, the Supreme Lord has briefly described to Uddhava the essential wisdom of all the Upanishads, with the conclusion that the pure devotional service to the Lord is the real means. Sridhar Swami is giving as a pure devotion. Let us see. We'll see that. Wow. So what he's saying? Tadevam vigna pratikaraihi yogam kuryad iti uktam masyaranasya tu na vigna shanka api ityaha yogacharyamiti vicharan acharan swa sukhe anubhuhu anubhutihi yasya saha spruha mula hi vignaha sacha madapashrayasya nivartate antarayaihi vihitaha swananda purnena bhavati iti. Actually, Sridhar Swami is giving the different. Here now he became devotee. He is giving devotional. He is giving a devotional commentary here. So he is saying that. So while practicing the gnana, so people where you can get the vignas, that is said in the previous slokas, and they may get deviation. So now he is saying that. So he just putting Krishna his point. If someone is taking shelter of me, so he will not get any kind of this kind of vignas, and they can easily experience the bliss. Just in the respect of vignas, he is saying. That means maybe instead of practicing eating jadi booties, this, that, yoga, to do the practicing, I am not able to control myself, and other means also failed, and bhakti, by that I am able to do everything, I am able to control everything. Then there is a chance for the gnani to get more faith on the bhakti and shift to the gnana mishra bhakti, or otherwise he may become, even if you get the strong association, he may become full bhakta also. But he just keeping here one just hook point here. Okay. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of his divine grace. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 11th canto 28th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Jnana Yoga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.